Hello, my beautiful souls. The Awakened Dreamer here to give you your daily tarot reading for Wednesday, September 14th, 2022. Thank you so much for joining me. Do keep in mind, of course, this is general for the day for all 12 signs, so simply take what resonates and leave the rest behind. But I do appreciate your likes, comments, and of course, subscriptions to the channel if you haven't done so already. Bear with my lack of voice as it is early here, but as well, all right, let's just jump into it. Let's pull from the Spirit Animal Oracle deck and see what we get. Okay, there could be a push to throughout this day to be at home for one reason or another, or there could just be parts of the day or one specific part of the day where being at home feels quite relevant for something you're trying to accomplish. Or just even if that's just a level of healing or waiting, but I do feel like in that time there's certain obstacles to overcome, okay? Some of which, drawn to this reading, do work from home. What do we have for Wednesday? To begin for Wednesday. Okay, flying onto the ground. We have tend to the small things. So there's a focus on details, on small tasks throughout the day, but we also have Wasp Spirit talking about how sometimes life stings. Now for some, you're being pushed to reflect upon times when it felt like life was a bit rough or things just stung a bit, but for some of which, drawn to this reading, there's a few stings throughout this day, okay? But I do feel like you're being pushed to recognize that, or to remember what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, okay? And any obstacles that you do have to overcome or any difficulties, annoyances that do pop up throughout this day, in the midst of all you're trying to accomplish, you have the knowledge, wisdom, experience to deal with it with ease, okay? And I feel like you will, but I just feel as if you're being pushed to recognize the benefits of the interactions you have with others, okay? Some of you being pushed to collaborate with somebody for your business or for your job, or just having to. But I do feel like there are pieces of the puzzle being put into place today. A little bit of clarification in regards to what's meant to take place moving forward. But I also sense that you're just, whether it's on the internet, on your phone, on your computer, or even in person, it could be both. You're bonding with somebody or multiple people and it feels refreshing, okay? It's nice to have somebody to speak to, okay? That's the vibe that's coming through. Let's actually reshuffle and pull one right from the middle, because I want a third one. We have watch your words, okay? There's a feeling that certain individuals drawn to this reading will feel very outspoken throughout this day or feel the need to speak their mind. You may also be pushed to, in the midst of a conversation, to not overshare, okay? Especially if it's somebody you're just meeting or just met recently, you don't fully know this person, or you just don't want to, they're saying spill all the beans. But I do feel like there's some drawn to this reading where you may feel inclined to speak your mind in regards to somebody else's decision or how they feel about yours, or your day in general, or a situation. I would just take a deep breath and recognize when to hold back, okay? There's also a push to remember that not everything said on the internet, not everything said to even to you or to others, word of mouth isn't always true, is what I'm hearing. But this is a very interesting reading. Let's pull from the Light Seers deck to continue for Wednesday. We have the Fool card, so there's a push to just go with the flow, okay? You may be feeling as if a recent fresh start you took is feeling a little bit rough in energy to an extent. It may be in regards to where you're at currently and wanting to take that leap of faith in the future, but not sure how to make that come to be, or just wanting to see certain steps in the right direction come to be, okay? But yeah, the days going to be a reminder in and of itself that going with the flow and being strategic all the meanwhile, having that balance between the two is most efficient, okay? Love will come to mind, but I feel like the work you produce and develop is truly important in one way, shape, or form. We have the Empress. Yeah, I do feel like you're just thinking about what you want to give birth to, what feels important to you, okay? You could even be pushed to reconnect with somebody. I don't know why that's coming through. And to view it as a beginning between the two of you that you never once expected, okay? Now, that could be a past friend. For some, it's an ex. You name it. Or a past colleague. But I do sense that it's a day where you're feeling a bit passionate, okay? As I see the Queen of Wands. We also have the Seven of Swords. So yeah, I just feel like you're being pushed to embody this secretive way of being, but there could be some deceptive behavior in your midst, or just somebody who you're being forewarned by spirit you shouldn't trust. Or it could just be a noisy environment. Take a deep breath, and if need be, go for a stroll is what I'm hearing. Go for a walk. Don't be surprised if there's feathers, angel numbers, synchronicities to be experienced, to be seen throughout this day as a reminder that you are so spiritually guided and you deserve to, these forewarnings. You deserve better than what's at hand, but I do feel like you're going to be pushed to not only separate oneself at a certain point from what's potentially going to push you to a level of frustration or even more so, but also to recognize in moments of peace or in moments of simplicity that you, or joy, that you could be in a worse situation and you once were, hence potentially the reflecting upon when life stung even more so. But I do feel like there's also a focus on bugs and insects, little creatures in one way, shape, or form. Anyways, I just feel like you're going to be spending a little bit of time alone throughout this day, if not the full day. But there will be, once again, some level of connecting to other souls. But just be strategic as to who that is for you individually, that you decide to connect with, because not everybody has your back and not everybody is going to benefit you energy-wise. And again, I just feel like there's this feeling about the day where you're going to want to share. You're going to feel the need to open up to somebody, okay? And if it's the wrong individual, you may regret it. So just allow for oneself to open up in a strategic manner. But you could also be thinking about a new financial investment, a new job, something with better energy or just more life to it. But then at other times it needs less energy. Anyways, I just feel like you're going through a bit of a balancing act throughout this day, weighing out options, thinking about bettering one's life. And I do feel like for some of you, you're balancing out, weighing out the pros and cons, or just thinking about the differences between two different, if not multiple different options for potential suitors, okay? If not as potential friends, or just comparing people, okay? Feeling very observant and a little bit judgmental throughout this day. I know a lot of this reading feels quite negative, but what comes out in these readings comes out for a reason. Let's see here. Let's keep pulling. The King of Pentacles coming out, because I really do feel like you're being pushed to manifest what you desire at this time, and to sit back in your throne and remember that what you have at hand is what you asked for to an extent, if not fully, at one point along your path. And it's a stepping stone. Just try to view it as that, because I feel like the imperfections throughout this day will not feel amazing. But there are moments of color throughout this day. Even if it's not wrapped up in that situation, or even if it's not fully due to what's taking place there, that is making you feel like things could be a lot worse, and that's purposeful, okay? What else do we have? The Justice card. And I feel like you're also gaining a level of justice throughout this day, or being reminded that lies ahead for you in regards to what really felt rough in the past. Some wrongdoing, a failing of a situation, or multiple. Some of you have really been through it being drawn to this reading, but I do sense that you are seeing oneself doing a bit of reflecting, okay? Needing to balance things out throughout this day. Keep it simple in your mind, in your external reality, and again, be strategic but go with the flow. Let's pull two more. The Knight of Wands. Yeah, so it's a day where you're just feeling this balance between passion and relaxation, okay? Or being pushed to implement a balance of the two. But that marching to the beat of your own drum sort of fiery side of you at times will ignite the wanting to speak your mind, or wanting to be outspoken. But I feel as if it's going to be beneficial in moments of bonding with somebody, but not beneficial when it comes to, again, certain levels of frustration, or just people or one specific person you shouldn't be associating oneself with, or should steer clear of for the most part. I do sense that you are glowing at a certain point due to certain self-care routines. The water side of you and the fire side of you will be so evident in the words you speak, in the motions, reactions, you name it. I just feel like you're needing to relax, okay? Breathe and recognize that moving forward, and whatever changes you decide to implement, whatever you're wrapped up with throughout this day, you're protected, okay? There's a reminder that in this chapter of your situation, and even more so in the next one, you're more protected than you previously were, okay? Because I feel like you may find it's difficult not to compare what you're going through to a past similar situation, okay? But it's not the same. And there's a need to put one's foot down and reground yourself, and recognize that expecting the worst is not going to benefit you at this time, and to just, again, be strategic as to how you move forward, but balance out being strategic with, again, going with the flow, and just bond with the right types of people, and trust your intuition from the very beginning till the very end of this day. All right? So I hope this was truly helpful. Sending you so much love and light. Go enjoy your day, and I'll see you next time.